Good afternoon. This is Justice's Waiting Room. This is a daily 90-minute podcast that is live minimum one time a day, potentially two, three, four times a day. Kind of depends on the news and what other things I have on my schedule. At this point, obviously, we want to thank each of our 611 subscribers. I was at 533, I think, or 433, I think, within the last couple weeks. Let's look at analytics. Yeah, I had I've 242 new subscribers in the last month. So my channel's grown by double. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. Also, got to say thank you to my TikTok crew. Okay, most of the people that are going to come to this channel are going to come from TikTok. What I'll try to do also, because I use Blue Sky, is let's see. Share this. Copy. Okay. Hey, there's a few people. We can use, by the way, good afternoon. By the way, here is a link to the show itself. Okay. So if you want, you might notice I have a chair now. My wife got me a chair for Christmas. Thanks, Taylor. I love you, baby. Um, so that's why we're a little late to the party. I hear we have some potentially good news to talk about. So I think we can safely use JWR as our hashtag. Justice's Waiting Room, JWR. I didn't see a lot of instances of that going to get in our way. Okay. So I'm going to share the link to my show here on YouTube. It's right there. Okay. Is it okay if I call you Lauren? Does that track? Mrs. Schroeder. Hey, Betty. Okay. I think it's pretty safe to say we're going to be talking about Elon Musk. Spoiler alert, I'm hearing Elon's about to be indicted. Spoiler alert. Hey, Flower. Hey, Betty. Hey, Lauren, aka Dakota, aka one of my mods. Can I make you a mod? Add as moderator. She is now a managing moderator. So thank you ahead of time. I'm trying to think of other hashtags to use. So here's what I got. Stop Project 2025, Election 2024, Justice's Waiting Room, JWR, Elon Musk, Donald Trump. I got like 11 characters left. Indictment and... It's perfect. I have 0 characters. It was meant to be. Oh my goodness. Are you a believer in... has everybody read this book, by the way? Has everybody read this? If you have not read The Alchemist, okay, it is, this is the 25th anniversary. That's fine. That's fine. Yeah. This is the 25th anniversary edition. This is like one of those books that I keep around. I keep it on me. And one of the major takeaways of The Alchemist for me is to pay attention to the signs. And I'm going to share this status that I just posted. I know you're all like dying. I had no characters left. This is literally the perfect, I don't know about y'all, but when you have 0 characters left after hashtags, it's literally the perfect post. I like using every character. You know what I mean? Give yourself a shot in the arm. So hashtags are Stop Project 2025. I forgot 4 a.m. club. So how many people's in here? 6? Okay. Half dozen people here. We're very early in our YouTube live podcasting career, and already, for the record, I'm blown away. Already blown away. Keep this in mind. This is how bad it is living in Indiana. Okay, and think about if I lived somewhere else. Just for the record, if I did this for the LA teams, okay. But I was the video talent for a Vox Media website for 6 years. I was the on-air talent. If somebody needed interviewed, I went and interviewed them. If somebody wanted to, like, they needed to get a message out or something, I did the post-game wrap. I literally would make like a 5 to 7 minute video after every Colts game for like 6 years. Under contract with Vox Media. Like, most people talk about being a journalist and they never get to fucking do it. I got to fucking do it. And nobody gave a shit. Ever. And I'm not sad. I'm telling you this to tell you how thankful I am to have fucking 9 people in here. Is that's more than ever watched any fucking content I put out. Like, when I look at channel analytics, I just giggle. I wasn't doing shit before well, to be flat with you, October 21st. So I think I've fairly realized. Neurotically watching for you on here now. Brasher said I'm neurotically watching for you. Hey, so for the record, when we talk about where did I come from, you'll notice my Lowell High School. Stop, put that there. I will do it in a heartbeat. You want me to tell you a story, Lori? Lori, are you ready for a fucking story about Lowell High School? I would do it in a heartbeat. I know where that is. I loved your handle there. Likely Alien? That's okay. So let me tell you the story. So I have ADHD like a motherfucker, and I'm unmedicated. I mean, I'm medicated when I say self-medicated. So if you guys understand that, you've never seen me sober. Just so everyone knows. Okay? Because I have ADHD like a motherfucker. I have PTSD. I'm bipolar. Like, my brain is fucking all over the place. Okay? However, I can at least get through cogent thoughts. Okay? So, hey, Lori, do you know Matt Pushkar? Yes. Yes, Logan, we're going to get to that. I'm having a much more important conversation here. This is called networking, son. I'm getting to know someone in my audience. Yeah. So, yeah, yeah. Hold on. Lor- Lori here graduated from Lowell Senior High School, which is about halfway between, fuck, it's about halfway between, I would say, like Lafayette and Chicago. So Purdue and Chicago. Okay. Okay. So for the record, Lori, I could say a lot more words, but I'm just going to tell you what happened. So he pushed me to rush Signu, and I like made it. And then for the record, there's an asterisk here. I was due to graduate, and I was going to be a Signu. For the record, I don't think life would have been much different because my behavior didn't change. Just passing this along. So they're not important in terms of your social life. Don't ever feel like you need to join a fraternity or sorority. It's it's okay to dabble. It's okay if it doesn't work out. If it's too much, if the expectations are too much, if they're asking you too much, if they're fucking hazing you and forcing you to fucking drink underage and shit, and it's lewd and shit, like you don't have to be a part of that. Go to fucking college, get a goddamn degree. Okay. Got pushed to join Signu. Okay. I made it. We're like post all the work pre graduation, and I am a forever student, Lori. So I've been in college in 3 separate decades. I already have a degree, and I'm less than 1 year away from a data analytics degree from Purdue. So I'm fairly educated, fairly intelligent human being. I'm gonna go to summer school. There's way smaller class size. I got better grades. I learned more. Summer school is fucking awesome. Okay, they wanted $2,500 a month to stay there, and they were only making one meal a day, 5 days a week. So think about having. I'm not gonna stay at the fucking fraternity, and they wanted me to pay $2,500 a month, and I declined. And they were like, "Well, you can't graduate." So just so everybody understands, that's how fraternities work. Full stop. That's how Signu fucking worked. Okay. They basically held. I'm not upset. I'm not upset. It's just the truth. They held those summer dues over my head, and they were like, "You could be a brother and pay these dues, or not and don't." And I was like, "Fucking no." And it just so happened that around that exact time frame, a rumor hit full circle. And what had happened was is I had at a party had been taught. I know this is a convoluted. Most people have checked out. They're like, "Why is he telling this story?" Hold on, let me tell my story about someone that we both know. I lived with Matt Pushkar. He's a big part of my life, and I've already said I could say a lot fucking more, but I'm just going to tell you what happened. And so, I want to make sure this is very clear. My senior year of prom, I rented a car. So did someone else in my class. Someone in my class rented a lime green Mustang Celine. It was fucking awesome. And we got pulled over coming back from prom in that car, in rented like high power vehicles. For the record, the guy that pulled me over was my seventh grade football coach. So I could go fucking find that person. We could fucking verify this. So I told someone that at a party. That's a pretty cool story, by the way, right? Like for my senior year prom, we rented vehicles, and I said at a party, a buddy of mine rented a lime green Mustang Celine, and we got pulled over for going fast on the way home from prom. Okay? That's the fucking story as I told it. Understand, alcohol is always involved when you're at college parties. Understand, people are madly jealous. Okay? I went to Mooresville High School, southwest side of Indianapolis. School's about 1,250 kids. My graduating class had 264 kids in it. Most kids don't get to go to college. Most kids don't go to Purdue. Although I will say, like, I think 21 kids in my graduating class went to Purdue. And I know at least one of them's a fighter pilot. So I'm not talking shit about any. You've not heard one iota of shit talked this whole time, did you? Anyone up to this point? No, you're like, no, he was just like telling a story. At a party, right around that time frame, the rumor came around that I had lied. And I had been telling people that I drove the Mustang. Did I say that? And Pushkar came to me and was like, you need to get the fuck out of Signu. Dead ass. And like, didn't want to be friends with me, nothing. And like, this came from like a kid I went to high school with. His name was Matt Allen. The elephant never forgets. So a kid I went to high school with lied to Matt Pushkar about something that had absolutely motherfucking nothing to do with anything and is not important in hindsight at all. And I could not be happier that I also didn't have to pay $7,500 that summer. And as I've said, I could say many more words. Never have gotten an apology for that. For literally believing gossip from someone I went to high school with that was a full year younger than me. I'll let everyone else feel some type of way about whatever anyone else says about that person. But yeah, I'm going to keep my mouth shut. That's in my best interest. I don't want to create enemies. I'm just calling facts facts, calling spades spades, saying what facts are. Anyway, so yeah, that it all happened like in a 3-day window. They were like, sign here, and I was like, that's $2,500 a month. And I called my mom, and she was like, no, because you got to pay rent too. You got to have a place to live, and then like pay the $2,500. I'm like, no, I'm not doing that. Yeah. So let's get that out of the way. So I think it would be fucking hilarious. Doesn't surprise me one bit. That's lol for you. Sorry you did that crap. Perfect. And we ended on a crescendo. So it would be fucking incredible to be the football coach at Lowell Senior High School. Given how that, because if we were to ever to repair that relationship, he is like a god wrestler, and he could be an incredible wrestling coach and teacher, and he's a very smart person. I didn't say anything else for the record. I don't know that person. Haven't known them in fucking 20 years. Isn't that insane? So anyway, where were we? So, hey, guess now everybody's like, what the fuck? Yeah. So there's like 13 people in here. Isn't that fucking crazy, Lori? And I already mapped out us getting along, where I said like he was a really fucking great wrestler. I bet he'd be a great coach. And if our relationship is going to get repaired as a result of some tiff 20 fucking years ago that neither of us has the correct memory of, because we remember shit in our favor 100% of the time, and I'm grown enough to like admit if I did something fucking wrong, I rack my brain to figure it out and just come out and admit it. I'm one of those people. I have a guilty fucking conscience, right? Like if I do something wrong, I will disclose it before anyone figures it out. Like if I was misleading you at any point, I love the way, huh? I know. No, we are off the fuck topic. Sorry, everybody. That's a weird, you know what I mean? Like missed connections, fucking Craigslist. Yeah, you're older. That's fine. But you know who I was talking about. That tells me everything I fucking need to know. You know. Yes, May. Yes. That's why I'm excited. May, part of the reason my blood's all flowing and I'm all in a good fucking mood. Hey, and again, I've only seen it at a few places, and I'm not 100%. I'm not as confident as I usually am about shit. So can we put an asterisk by this? Because I'm not confident in the sources yet. I'll tell you when I got gas, I'll give you gas. But every now and then I'm gonna say, hold on. They're saying he's gonna get charges for securities frauds. So I don't. That's all I'm saying. Because otherwise that would be kind of unprofessional to talk about it. The rumors are securities fraud. Elon Musk charges. That's all I'm saying. Because if you do anything else, you're not doing your homework. You're listening to hearsay, and you're are going to end up 3 sources talking about one source, and we're all sitting here with a handful of bullshit. Yep. SEC Elon charges. Yep. Come on. So okay. So a little birdie. Let's start off with a little birdie. Who likes little birdies? If you know what I'm talking about, 15 people in here. Somebody's got to know. Like, these birdies are gas. Somebody told me that the next domino to fall, May. Are you ready for this? The next domino to fall is Elon getting raided. So understand, when you saw Elon Musk carrying, yeah, I did see a letter on Blue. I did as well, May. I also saw it on Reddit, but ultimately those are the same sources. So that's not 2 sources, that's just one. Logan said I like birds. Okay. My friend said the next domino to fall is Elon. So yeah. I will tell you, hey, I saw it a couple places, but it was ultimately the same source, and that's not enough to really get me. It's enough to raise my blood pressure a little and be like, "Oh fuck. I guess I got to kind of tell you." But I also got to admit, like, I'm not as confident in that as like I usually am. I usually come way more confident. Don't I? Don't I come out and fucking say it? Hey, this shit's happening. This shit happened. Whatever. Like, I'm confident about it, my shit. But I'm also gonna tell you I'm not confident about that. Yeah, Dakota said Parnas said it could result in charges, but we'll see. You just gotta be even-handed. I try to be just a little bit. Yeah. And my for the record, my birdies are on fucking point, by the way. So far. So far so good. I'm still waiting on David Sachs is one I need to drop too. David Sachs, Charlie Kirk, Tyler Bowyer, Chuck Grassley. What was the other dude's name? The head of the EAC. I think I got them all. And Von Trovsky, the fucking attorney. That's one birdie. That's a fucking arm load. Isn't that wonderful? To just like everyone else has to go to work. They can't think about shit like this all day. I get to sit. They raid him since he sleeps on other people's couches. That's why he had his kid, man. He was using him as a fucking bullet sponge and also to keep himself from getting arrested. Because, you know, the feds aren't going to fucking arrest you when you're carrying your child. How traumatic would that be? I'm not doing that if I'm a fed. I'm just going to wait until, a week later. What the fuck can he do in a week? I mean, we say all that to say, like, he's super dangerous and probably being monitored. And in fact, I'm willing to bet, unless I'm already wrong, that they were told to hang out. I also purported that they were involved, but more than that, more than that, I think they were told to hang out. You two, stay together. I might need you. You know what I mean? I think we might be in that territory. But then I say that, and they also went to France. I just want to point out how dumb it is for them to go to France. Does anybody know? Why is it dumb? Well, it's dumb to go to France when their fucking conservative president tried to topple the government. He got declared fucking inept, and they're going to make him resign. And I'm willing to bet they went over there to see if they could get safe haven in Paris. And the guy was like, "No, you idiots. Like, you can't fucking stay here. They're going to make me quit. Like, I had to put in my fucking 90 days. Like, what the fuck? Do y'all not pay attention? Tell me I'm wrong. What'd they go to Paris for? The fucking, you know what I mean? Like, what'd they go over there for? You got to think, Donald Trump's a 4th grader and Elon Musk has unlimited money and a 2-year degree. I had a 2-year degree at 24. Do you want to talk about what kind of lines of decision making I was in? And that guy plays Diablo all fucking day. She said, if Jackie Singh had all the info, you know the Fed does. Yes. Here, you want to talk about something? So let's talk about something. Okay. So I worked. I never talked about it. I just did the job. So I worked armed and unarmed security for over a decade in Indianapolis at concert venues. Um, Thousands of shows. Never had a fucking issue. Okay. I know a thing or two. So I posted in comment to Jackie Singh, and you can look me up. Look me up on Blue Sky. Let me throw you my Blue Sky. Okay, you can look me up. I posted a message to her, to Jackie Singh in reply. Okay? Like, look, I'm a smart kid. Shit. I'm a smart kid. She posted I'm in danger. You know, like the fucking meme, the I'm in danger meme, the dog sitting in front of the house on fire, or the little kid looking back at the house on fire. Like, I'm in danger, right? And then she said the next day, I have information with national security implications. And for the record, her social media account on Twitter immediately got banned. Immediately got banned. And on Blue Sky, I'm pretty sure that she just got fucking downvoted into oblivion. Marlena Dakota is a friend of mine from TikTok that was a moderator. So I just straight up made her a moderator without asking. So I gave her a job that doesn't pay. So that's what the wrench is. Hopefully she beats me to blocking people that come on here and spout that nonsense. Right? Because we don't have time for that, right? So where were we? We were talking. What the fuck were we talking about? Oh, so she posts I'm in danger, and then posts I have fucking information with NatSec, right? I post in reply, hey, I worked security for like a fucking decade. Please tell me that you're staggering your time frames and that you're not hitting I'm leaving for a 3-day weekend as you're walking out the door, right? She liked that shit. So I know she knows I know what I'm fucking talking about because I was telling her when she said I have NatSec, hey, you're staggering your fucking time frames when you're leaving your house. You're not fucking right. Tell me that makes complete sense, Jared. Like I'm good job, buddy. There's all my experience typed up the most important sentence in my life, right? Considering if you think about anyway. So in hindsight's 2020, you don't get a pick. So she went through a snafu with social media after I posted the fucking stagger your time frame shit. Her accounts got banned, all that shit. And I kind of knew that she wasn't going to post that shit until her Twitter was unlocked for a few days and she could get her interaction back up so that she could get as many eyeballs on it as possible. I have a degree in social media. I know exactly what the plan was. Okay? So I knew she's kind of waiting to get her interaction back up. It hits a certain point and then you can post all the fucking NatSec you want. Now, what we kind of surmise. Okay, we're back. Sorry. I lost audio for some reason. Maru. Wait, who? Is that Marlena? Is Marlena Mar00? Okay. So, the reason I tell you all that, okay, is if she's staggering her time frames, her social media accounts are getting fucking taken the fuck out. She waits until her account gets back up to where the interaction level is kind of where it needs to be for her amount of followers to drop her fucking NatSec info. Okay, and we surmised this morning that she'd already given everything to the feds. Okay, we there's no way you would you could die at any moment, right? She if she has anything, the feds, Kamala Harris has fucking seen it. Let me think about this. Think about this. Do you think Kamala Harris and fucking Jackie Singh are not homies? Think about it. Those two people are, they probably the next time they see each other hug and cry for a fucking hour and talk about how we're going to save the fucking world. Like, tell me I'm fucking lying. So any information that Jackie had, she had to get rid of that. She had to put it on a fucking whatever, dude. Send it on. Put it on. She can't put it on her Substack yet. Can't put it on fucking Blue Sky yet. Blue Sky's not stable enough for that. How do we know that? Because if she posts that shit on fucking Blue Sky, she's gonna take that fucking site down. Okay. What she's posting has, I mean, here's what it is. What she posted on social media was an additional body in the inner circle. Donald Trump, Elon Musk, Vladimir Putin works for fucking Putin. Runs M13. That's who Artem Klyushin is. I think I wondered about. She said she didn't have everything in Boom dropped yesterday. Yeah. Well, you also have to stagger your truth, right? When you're trying to play NatSec window and you're trying to throw people off your fucking game, every now and then you're going to be like, I don't got shit. You know? Every now and then, hey, think about it, May. Every now and then I got to get a tarot reader to come on here and spit something other than the stone fucking nuts truth. Otherwise, people get bored with the truth. Why do you think people flip? Why do you think Fetterman is fucking flipping? Money. Get the fuck out of here. You know what I'm saying? Like he got on Truth Social, he posted on Truth Social, money. But more guaranteed money. It's not morals. People that join the fucking Republican Party at this money, they're not at this point, they're not doing it for a moral reason. Right? So, the rumor is I'm looking trending on Twitter right now. Okay. Just so you know, Cory Booker is trending on Twitter right now. Fetterman thing really did surprise you. Doesn't really surprise me. There's they say that, like I said, I know I keep talking about it and I tell you it's not important, but it obviously is. But like, there's better money in being a grifter, taking up positions you don't own. You don't own those thoughts. You don't feel that way. You're just parroting right wing talking points. When you know good and goddamn well that we're gonna run into a major homelessness population if we don't get housing under control, we're gonna run into continuing to have to fight fascism and having the masses of ignorance. Yeah, he went on True Social and said that we should pardon fucking Donald Trump. But he could also be an op. So he could be doing that to bait them. Yeah, Garrett said I liked Fetterman. Notice I said liked. Yeah. At one point he was kind of doing the thing. You know what I mean? So let's look and see what Jackie's doing. Jackie's usually giving him hell, for the record. If any of you wondered what these people are like, however you behave on social media is like an insight into your soul. You know what I mean? She's fighting. She's fighting. It's she's fighting the good fight, but she's fighting. She's living her truth. From PA, I voted for him, and now I wish I hadn't. You know what's crazy is that in most of our lifetimes, it would be too fucking late, Jilly. But it just so happens that and this is true, true. It's just so happened that I happen to know that the 80 bomb threats called into majority black polling places on election night is enough to nullify an election. It's called election interference. There's a manual. It's the prosecuting election crimes manual, and it says if you can verify interference, you can nullify an election. So we knew that on election night. This election ultimately could be nullified. And then I thought you got to ultimately count it. And really when you got to really look at it, what did they win that they didn't already have? I'll tell you. They won the presidency and a handful of seats. They're all MAGA. Is there anyone? Can anyone think of a Republican that won a race that isn't Donald Trump, that isn't a MAGA? So again, when you think about did he cheat in this election, and it's like, well, what victories could they take away from this election? Dogs are going crazy. Dogs are going crazy. First line of defense. Logan has a question. Go ahead, buddy. 13 people in here. Good to see everybody. Craft, have a good afternoon here. Have a great weekend. Uh, drink water. Touch grass. Edmund, I'm serious, buddy. You have a question. If they do the EO, it's possible Trump to get in. Yeah, if they don't find anything. The thing about it is though, that's impossible because we've already been shown it. Like there are people said a cleaning job out in the boonies. I'm still getting decent reception for FYI in case I get cut off. It's all good. It's all good. Just glad you're all here. Hey, if I made it over here with a couple of my mods, I'm good. You know what I mean? And we're at 15 people in here. We're doing great. Y'all are awesome. So, you got to think about what sort of crimes were committed. Do we know? Not yet. You got to figure election fraud. And They're gonna find election fraud. I'm confident. Why? Because data scientists have already pointed it out. Like, this is not a statistical anomaly. This is fixed data. So, Stephen Spoonamore and Jackie Singh. Stephen Spoonamore's got a great reputation because he's been doing data analytics on elections and analyzing elections for better part of like 30 years. In fact, he actually was on a podcast where he talked about his career as it refers to elections, and he was like, in no fraud in 2000 or '02 and '04, they found fraud. It turned over the Gore race. That's Spoonamore. And then he's done data analytics on every election since. And he said in 16 there was interference and no fraud. In 20 there was interference, there was fraud, but it didn't fucking matter because Joe Biden whooped Donald Trump's ass by 7 million fucking votes. Like a resounding victory. Which, again, we gotta keep that in mind. And Donald Trump sued a whole bunch of times and only ever won one time. And all it did was get a bunch of people's votes taken away that were legitimate votes. So nothing to hang our hat on. Donald Trump lost that election handily and also sued and got people's votes thrown out. Congratulations, you won no things. Okay? Um you have to figure here's the way I think about it. For sure, May. For sure, May. Yes. Yes, D. Yes. So what's going to end up happening is all those agencies are going to write a report about this election from their angle. And charges are going to be filed and people are going to be tried through the DOJ, and it's going to happen pretty fucking quick. And I'd argue what's going on, and I'm sorry to raise my voice, I'm just able to speak passionately from an educated position because I've done my fucking research and I've been on this shit for a while. And I'm miles ahead of the fucking media, and they're not reporting this because they're in Donald Trump's pocket. They're doing whatever Donald Trump wants to do today. Okay? So the reality of this situation is that each of those heads of those agencies are going to submit a report that their particular agency has done on this election. And you have to think about all of the election laws that were broken. All of them were broken. Every fucking law in the book was broken. Okay? All those agencies have to write a report about this election and submit it. And they have 45 days from the day of the election to submit the report. That's December 20th. So I expect on or around December 20th, maybe like the 21st or something. We get our first speech, a little bit of a, something other than a morsel, something other than a breadcrumb. We've been saying we're eating ham sandwiches now with Jackie Singh outing a member of Donald Trump's inner circle. Right? So, by the way, if you're watching my eyes, I'm trying not to look at the camera because that's fucking weird. I'd rather look at myself than look at the fucking camera lens. I don't know. I know I'm literally supposed to look at the fucking camera. Lori said that's going to be the merriest freaking Christmas ever. Yeah. Yeah. And keep in mind between now and then, it's like those agencies can't be closing out those reports because they're committing crime like every day. Yes. Yeah. Well, I'd said, people were like waiting for something other than a breadcrumb out of the Democrats, because Kamala had done really good after the election at keeping a lid on it and just dropping breadcrumbs, and it did enough for me. It did enough for me. Me, for the record, I listened to Kamala Harris's speech when she came back, and all I cared about was numbers that she said in her speech, and she said November 5th, 11/5 twice, and I discarded it because I'm a novice, thinking that because there's two they cancel out, and I'm a novice data analyst, I don't know what I'm talking about. And I get all the way through her speech. She said 107 because her thing was 107 days long, and I didn't think anything of the speech. Okay, sure, we're not. Yeah, we're tame. We're talking tame shit. You've already heard. People on the blue side are being yeah. So understand that the the GOP is trying to get the DOJ to budge, and the DNC has been working with the DOJ to what are eventually going to be treason charges on Donald Trump and Elon Musk. And that was what they were planning on the whole time. They wouldn't have run Kamala Harris if they weren't going to do that. And now they get to do it through the DOJ. So they were going to have trouble because if SCOTUS was involved, they could just refuse to try it. But because of Executive Order 13848, because it puts election crimes under the DOJ does not give a fuck about the Supreme Court. You can use me as a fucking source. Supreme Court does not have any say on any crimes coming out of anything these agencies raise as a concern. You're getting tried for that shit. They have evidence. It's much faster. The hands of justice move much faster. What would have taken years, you can resolve in weeks. You have the best minds in the world on it. And hope you get some of those judges that Joe Biden appointed. Remember, I told you the Constitution is very rigid. It doesn't have a lot of flexibility in it. It also doesn't say in the Constitution that you can't run for office or be the president-elect and have a felony or have participated in an insurrection. It just says you can't be president. So, I mean, it also says you can't be the other fucking offices of government officials. And I think that's going to come into play too. So, maybe we ought to put a pin in that. Well, understand that up until this week, we thought it was January 6th. Remember, Jamie Raskin said in a video interview before the election, I actually think it was in September, around the same time that Joe Biden renewed Executive Order 13848. But Jamie Raskin said in an interview that if the voters aren't willing to do it, we're just going to have to do it on January 6th and tell Donald Trump that he's not eligible. So that was already on, in my eyes, that was already on the calendar. Jamie Raskin is trying to be a leader in the Democratic Party, and he'll do it. He said it. He's gonna go back on his word? Chicken out? No, he said we're gonna need bodyguards. It's gonna be like the fucking Civil War. Like, yeah. Keep in mind, I'm not reading. I don't storyboard anything. I'm really into this. Like, I'm actually into it. It's not like I wake up at 4 a.m. Okay, and here's the thing about waking up at 4 a.m. We go to bed at 8 o'clock. So I'm getting my 8 hours of sleep. My wife and I wake up at 4 a.m. because of this fucking bullshit. But my wife doesn't actually have to like do shit for a while. So I gotta fuck off in the bed with the dogs anyway. So I'm just like laying with the dogs, petting on them, loving on them, whatever, scrolling the fucking internet, right? Like getting storyboarding, I guess, sort of figuring out what we're gonna take as the good shit that we're gonna pull and discard everything else, I guess. And then eventually you'll get a TikTok out of that. So I gotta get inspiration from somewhere, and I gotta create some. I gotta have some outlet that I just want to fucking scream, right? But rather than do that, it's like I can find something that has happened since I went to fucking bed early that lets me know that it ain't fucking over. And that's the thing is every single day something has, and it's fucking crazy. Once you start paying attention to shit and once you realize the gravity of the situation we're in and what happened on election night, I have never seen it this active. And I'm just talking about like all the shit that's going on. And I think it's because they know that a large percentage of people stopped watching the fucking news and they got on the fucking internet and they started doing their own fucking research and they started looking for community. And that's why I'm here. That's why we're here right now. How many people got in here? 12? Hey, fucking awesome. Okay? Make sure everybody's drink water. I went to Burger King today to get lunch. I had the morning show, and then the FedEx guy dropped off a big box, and that was my chair. So I didn't say anything, but for a long time I've been sitting in a wooden chair with a couple of pads on it. It's just because I'm a big guy, and I wear these chairs out. So this one's supposed to take up to 450 pounds. So I should be okay here. So May, one of the things that I've heard is it doesn't matter if he committed election fraud, but you got to certify it in order to audit it so you can find the fraud. So it's just order of operations. People just don't like that. Um, we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be. Our last certification was due today. I think Oregon. And then they've got about a week to kind of finish all that up. Because I think on the 17th. Yeah, if I'm pretty sure I got this right. The last state to certify is today. I'm pretty sure. Uh, what day is certification of the selection due per state? Here's a full list. Find next time. Oh, it was December 12th was yesterday. That was Oregon. So cool. You said it was February, and so it could have been before that. It could have been. So yeah. So the looks like the last specified date from that list from CBS News said Oregon was yesterday, and then not specified is Pennsylvania and Rhode Island. Brasher said Christmas Day is something too. Really? So the electoral college members in each state gather in each state capital in mid-December to cast their state's electoral vote. This year it's set for Tuesday, December 17th. So on the 17th is when the electoral college members gathers in each state capital in mid-December. December 17th, it's a Tuesday. So on that day, they will certify the election, then give their electoral college votes. And then on the 20th, by the 20th, that report's due from all these agencies, your FBI, CIA, NSA, CISA, DSIC, all these agencies that have been investigating for at least since 2018, because this is when the executive order was written by Donald Trump. Executive Order 13848. I don't know what the 25th is. It's fucking Christmas. That's all I know. The 17th is the electoral vote. That's when the electoral college gets together and each state says how, this is how we're going to vote. So you could know on the 17th. Because what could happen on the 17th is each state could decide that Donald Trump is not eligible to be president, and we're not going to cast our votes for that. So that could fucking happen. Those electors could decide we're not going to cast a vote for an ineligible candidate. We're going to cast votes for Kamala Harris. So I suppose shit could go bananas starting the 17th, and we're only 4 days away from that. So yeehaw! Hope everybody got their body armor. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. I just don't look forward to the violence. It makes me sad. And again, I think that there's a reason that things have been going the way they've been going the last month. Because you got to understand something. You got to understand something. I'm pretty sure if there's fraud and interference, timeframes don't matter. So we got to throw that out there. If there's fraud and interference, timeframes don't matter. And also, we got to talk about what's going on in Romania. Okay, Romania is a NATO country. Russia used mixed munitions in fucking Romania, which means they used two different kinds of fucking missiles. Missiles and bombs and shit. So when they used mixed munitions, it doesn't have to happen publicly. I'm just making sure everyone's aware. NATO Article 4 does not have to be publicly stated. So you might want to go look up NATO Article 4. And then while you're at it, look at NATO Article 5 and know that you got to declare Article 5. I think that's coming too. What we've got to talk about, that we have to keep on our radar, because if we don't, it's going to happen and you're going to be mad because I didn't fucking tell you. Hey, wartime powers. NATO Article 4, Article 5. A suspension of the current administration and a thorough investigation into this election could fucking happen. Any fucking day. I'm just saying, like, nobody else is fucking saying that, but it could definitely fucking happen. Don't also forget that Donald Trump and Elon Musk could very well be getting ICC charges. The rumor we kind of led with today is that Elon Musk is going to get charged for securities fraud, is what I'd kind of heard. Correct me when I'm wrong, though. Anytime I say something, if you believe something on the fucking contrary, I need to know that. Yesterday. I don't need you to develop a keen hatred for me and also want to be here. Yeah, treasonous activities during wartime are bad. So yeah, and understand that Executive Order 13848 also declares a state of emergency. So I don't think very many people have thought about Congress go through the war thing in Article 5. How does the president declare Article 5 NATO? A president cannot unilaterally declare Article 5 of NATO. Instead, they would need to consult with other NATO members and formally propose invoking Article 5 within the North Atlantic Council, which would then make the decision based on consensus, rather determining whether an attack on on one member constitutes an attack on all, triggering collective defense across defense actions under Article 5. It's not solely at the hands of the U.S. president. Armed attack against a NATO member. So, what is securities fraud? It's funny that Elon Musk, let me see if this is true. Yeah. Look what I found. Yeah, that's what I said, Brasher. SEC reopens probe into Neuralink, Musk's lawyer says. This is 4 hours ago. So yeah, that article was good from CBS. So check it out. We got, let's see, 1,400 followers on Blue Sky. We're doing great on Blue Sky. Kind of perusing for news and they got to take his tech. Yeah, I can't wait until Starlink is a public utility. Because it's certainly dangerous. You know what I heard, and I didn't want to say anything because I couldn't verify it, but I figure I can tell you guys. It's probably going to freak you out a little bit, but fuck it. But fuck it. So, sorry, I was in the Marine Corps. I saw a video of a guy that's like a worker for Tesla. Okay. And it's a black guy for the record. And if you've seen it video, you've seen it. But he says like I'm an engineer. They got us working like 12-hour days at this place, this Tesla facility, building robot building facilities. And no, Jilly, they're not going to have a consensus at all. No. And the thing about it is, I've been saying it for a while. One missile strike in St. Pete or Moscow, and it's all over. And I'm not talking about them nuking us either. They're not gonna nuke us. They're gonna launch a nuke, and it's gonna get shot out of the sky immediately. And then it's gonna be a nuke on their land. You know, that's what I'm saying. Like the U.S., you don't want to do that shit. Look, I'll put it like this: people think the best and brightest go to work for the FBI, CIA, NASA. No. Let me explain where the smartest people work. Missile defense. There. The smartest fucking people, they work for OGAs, other government agencies. And how do I know that? Because you know that story I tell about my 21st birthday? That's that's where my ride fucking got a job out of college. Missile defense. And so one thing that you got to have in space is the ability to identify and shoot down missiles that might be headed your way. So we got that. I'm not worried about. What I am worried about is Elon Musk potentially building robots and dropping AI in them and building a massive robot army like fucking Terminator, yo. So that's what I'm fucking worried about. That's what I'm hearing he's building is facilities to mass produce humanoid robots and drop AI in them. Not iRobot where they drive you and wash your house and clean your house and shit. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Logan. Oh yeah. NATO would agree. The NATO chief encouraged it yesterday. NATO chief encouraged that yesterday. I don't know. So let's see. Musk says the U.S. is demanding he pay a penalty or face charges involving what he disclosed or failed to disclose about his purchase of Twitter before he bought the social media platform in 2022. Settles SEC fraud charges. Musk and Tesla will each pay a separate $20 million penalty. $40 million in penalties was distributed to harmed investors. So each he and Tesla had to pay $20 million. Yeah, here he's not gonna get in. Trying to. I didn't see the dogs. They're trying to. It says Trump team in talks with Biden and Ukrainian officials about ending war in Russia. Look at this shit. Hey, there's 20 people in here. Good afternoon. Hey, drink water, touch grass. Make sure you get 8 hours of sleep. Take care of yourself first. This is Justice's waiting room. It's we've been going for an hour and 10 minutes. Goodness gracious. Great balls of fire. Fucking 70 minutes before I even look down. Great job, everybody. Um, the executive board finds him in January 6th to tell him no. No, so understand this. A lot of people are got really messed up when Jack Smith dropped those charges, right? But what ought to have fucked you up even worse is when he double dropped them. Okay, and I, like I said, I got a buddy that is not a lawyer right now. He actually works in finance, but he was a lawyer by training. And I just asked him like, "Yo, why the fuck would you double dismiss shit?" And it's to clear the jurisdictional runway. So the only reason you would do that is so you could file greater charges. And I've been saying, what's greater charges than participating in an insurrection? So what is it? What is it that's yeah, well, so the thing about it is why would you turn your report in early when they're committing crimes of 100 mile an hour. Yes, Logan. Yes, Logan. Treason. So why would you close your report until the fucking 20th? Because they'll just keep committing crime. They get louder every day. I feel like their crimes have gotten more severe over time. I honestly feel like they think they can do whatever they want. There is no punishment. But we are a nation of laws. We have what's called rule of law in this country. And so they're not just going to give the country away. You didn't earn it. You cheated. And that's going to come out in the wash. Because the reason I think it is because Donald Trump's threatening to destroy all of these three-letter agencies. And so like he's sitting around, his picks for cabinet positions are bragging about cuts. Hey, we're all just learning here. I am not a lawyer. I am not a constitutional like understander. You know what I mean? I'm a data analyst. I do happen to know that's like one of the hardest undergrad degrees. So I feel like that's the only thing I got is that's a pretty hard bachelor's degree. Could have got a general studies degree and probably got a higher paying job. Tell me I'm fucking lying. Except I'm trying to get a STEM job teaching high school. There's like a transition to teaching program for veterans. I'm trying to go through VRNE. That reminds me I got shit I got to do. But my appointment's not till the 20th. It's crazy. My appointment's not till the 20th. Anyway, I got some shit I got to get together. But yeah, a lot of people, for the record, I don't know if we've ever crossed this bridge, so we'll just do that here. A lot of people couldn't vote for Kamala Harris because of Gaza. And while I empathize, free fucking Palestine. Okay? Donald Trump also had a relationship with Bibi, and it didn't matter what we negotiated. He was going to backstab us because he's buddies with Trump. He's also backstabbed Trump. So it's not like they're loyal to each other. They're backstabbing motherfuckers. So know that. That's the reason all them babies died is Donald Trump. So just understand that I think Donald Trump's guilty of crimes against humanity, war crimes through the ICC. As is Putin, as is Netanyahu. And ultimately, if they don't charge them with genocide, then I think people like Joe Biden are guilty too for supporting it and continuing to give them money. So, like I said, I think the Department of Justice always gets its man. I think they're in a position where they get their man too. Like it's generally speaking, in law enforcement with these high level cases, a lot of the times people get away is because it's like they got caught by the wrong people. They got caught by everybody. I read a report that said 250 countries, I think, or was it 250 agencies watched this election. So I don't know about you, but like all the shit that you and I saw with our own eyes, our untrained eye, right? I think I started posting on Twitter. So what happened? What happened October 20th? Was October 20th? What happened on October 20th? Was October 20th the Madison Square Garden thing? That may have been the beginning of my TikTok. But hey, we got 19 people in here. Good to have everybody. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes. Jilly said, my daughter is an early childhood elementary education major. Right on. I'm going to do STEM, science, technology, engineering, and math, as a data analytics grad. Lori said the huge racist rally was on the 20th. So if you ever wondered why I got into all this, I did stand-up comedy. I was a bartender at a A-list comedy club here in Indianapolis for a year, Morty's, and I even went on stage several times. My wife and I, when we first started dating, we both got into stand-up comedy. To be honest with you, it's just the comedians weren't for us. They were like druggies and partiers, and they were unfaithful and deceitful and thieves and scallywags. And when you like really love and care about somebody, that's not like an environment that you want to be in. It's just true. See, I did stand-up comedy, and so I know the difference between somebody being ignorant and racist and comedy. And I want to tell this story, and then we'll talk about the Madison Square Garden rally and how that triggered me. If you look back, that's when I started posting on TikTok. Um, Many of you may know Miss Pat. She has a TV show on BET, I think. Lori said there's nothing worse than a scallywag. I agree. It's nothing worse than a scallywag. So, that's funny, Lori. So, fuck, I forgot what I was going to say. That was funny. Oh. So, Miss Pat was doing open mics when I worked at Morty's. She wasn't quite on her ascent yet. She's a fucking awesome person. She didn't have to do stand-up comedy, but her life is incredible. Incredible. And her comedy is real. She's telling real fucking stories. You gotta embellish a little bit every now and then. It's part of building up your personas, having a little bit of an outlandish fucking story that mostly is true. But Miss Pat was getting to the point where she was starting to be the MC. Okay? The one that that opened and closed the show. Okay? The person that said welcome and thank you and here's the next person and shit. She was getting that job. Okay? I think it's still I still don't think you get paid if you do that. I forget. So I don't think you get paid for MC. I think that's like still free. I don't remember. I didn't get that far. But one time on a Wednesday night, these kids showed up from Brooklyn, New York. Okay? And it just so happens that my best friend now of over a decade is from Brooklyn, New York. And I told him this, and he said that shit isn't funny, and I would have been pissed. So, for the record, my best friend in the world is a black man from Brooklyn, New York. That's about 6'7" and has dreads. And he was a pre-law at IU. He's a homeowner. Helps people with their debt. Anyway, so my best friend's from Brooklyn, New York. For the record, I told him this joke. It wasn't funny. So this guy gets up there, on stage at Morty's on a Wednesday night, and he tells a racist fucking joke that the punchline of the joke was the N word with a hard R. Dead ass. Boo! Boo! What the fuck? Miss Pat almost ripped that boy off the stage. And that, for the record, that was a viral moment. There was actually video. I was the bartender at the bar, and I didn't get to see it, but I mean, I saw it on the camera and shit. But Miss Pat almost tore that person off the stage because that was not a black man. That was a white boy from Brooklyn who told a fucking racist ass joke where the punchline was the N word with a hard R, and Miss Pat almost had a fucking heart attack getting that kid off the fucking stage. Couldn't have happened faster. He couldn't move fast enough. She would kick his ass. Like, I'm pretty sure the video is her like kicking at him or some shit. Where the fuck is that funny? And he was just like, he said that joke kills in Brooklyn. And she was like, hell no, motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, So I know, for the record, because I was a comedian, I actually went to open mic comedy many times. It's on my YouTube channel. If you ever get bored, there's comedy. I did fucking Star Wars philosophy. 6 minutes. Like, I had like, yeah, I can fucking bang. I can write material. You're here because I'm entertaining. It's not all fucking drab. Okay? So I know the difference between like good comedy and a shitty racist joke. And what happened at Madison Square Garden, from the perspective of a fucking comedian who did this shit and fucking wrote comedy and performed in multiple places. Me. What Kill Tony did, what Tony did, Tony Hinchcliffe did at Madison Square Garden was not funny. What he did was a roast by race, making it a racist roast. Like a bad version of a roast that, man, he did everything but use racial slurs. 0 out of 10 would not have paid to go see that. And other comedians back me up on that. You got what you paid for. He did what you told him to do. He got a fucking A. For the record, they probably paid him extra. That did incredible click-wise. That was the most popular fucking news story leading into the election. And people are actually wondering why it appeared like, I understand that I need to disconnect that these correlations, not causation here. But I'm saying people saw that shit, how horrible it was at Madison Square Garden on October 20th, and wondered why it was even close. Because you incensed, not Democrats, Republicans incensed their base. They got their base all riled up one last time. Because Donald Trump's energy was really fucking bad otherwise. He kept spilling the fucking beans. Kept going out there and say, we got a secret, don't we, Mike? We don't need your votes. We got all the votes we need. If you got two choices, and one of them is hold a hate rally at Madison Square Garden, and the other one is keep trotting out Donald Trump and he gives away the whole game. And what are they going to choose? Hold a racist fucking rally at Madison Square Garden. And tell me I'm wrong. Tell me that's not exactly what happened. That is Jared, that is exactly what fucking happened. And so here we are. Here we are. That's literally why I now have a live podcast on YouTube, Justice's Waiting Room. There are 17 people in here. Make sure that you have a great weekend. Make sure that you drink water, that you exercise, and don't overdo it. Listen to me. Listen to me. Listen to me. You need to split it up. If you lift weights and run, science says that if you stack those workouts, your lift and your run, you might as well not have lifted, you might as well not have run. You need to split those up and put those at the opposite end of the day. The only reason my wife and I don't do that is because my wife doesn't want to dirty up 2 outfits a day, and that's just us being lazy. If you want to get maximum results, you need to probably get about 7 to 9,000 steps in a day. You heard me. Every day but Sunday. And I'm not religious. I'm just telling you, shut it down on Sunday. Rest, rest, rest. Prepare your mental for Monday. Okay? That's what I recommend. I'm not a doctor. I'm just someone who has lost 100 pounds to join the Marine Corps, lost 75 pounds to go from coach to player. At 38 years old, I was still playing fully padded football. And I was a badass quarterback, by the way. If you ever wondered, was he ever any good at quarterback? Quarterback is a mental game. It's all about knowing what you're going to do with the ball before the ball is snapped, based on where the defense is and what it looks like they're going to do when the ball is snapped. I know all of your minds just fucking exploded. Holy shit, he actually got to play quarterback? Yeah. I have video of myself playing quarterback. It's on Huddle. You could watch your boys sling it. Okay. So, at 38. So yeah, I've actually gotten in good shape. You need 7 to 9,000 steps. I'm a big advocate of either walk in the morning or walk at night, and then your lift opposite. And for the record, that's what I'm gonna do. Mamba mentality. Whatever high school hires me as your head coach, I'm gonna show up there. I'm guessing your school don't start till 8:30. I'm gonna have every athlete in that school there at 6 a.m. Mamba mentality. And we are going to get a lift in, and then they're probably going to play basketball, take a shower, and then school attendance is going to go up. Their grades are going to go up because we're going to spend a full hour after school in study table. Every athlete. I'm going to take care of that. Every athlete in our school, not just the fucking football players. I'm going to make sure they get the attention they deserve. From someone that's not a fucking pedophile, that's not a fucking bigot, that wants each of these fucking kids to aim fucking high. Real high. You're still going to land on the stars. And it's your education that's paramount. And having an understanding that it is as much what you do off the field as on the field. And it starts in the fucking weight room. And also, hopefully I can get the whole gang together in the evenings to get the walk in. Just to get the 7 to 9,000 steps in we need for the day to feel good about it all. That's awesome. She says the older ones scare too much. But I'm glad to see everybody getting along in the comments. That's part of what we're trying to build as a community. But yeah, so from the perspective of a comedian. Oh, by the way, in one of my 6 minutes, I definitely have a bit in like 2015, 2016 where I'm like, Republicans aren't your friends. Just so everyone knows, the politics was creeping into my comedy too. Where I was part of my and I remember my mother-in-law being disgusted with me. Like, oh, I can't believe you'd make a joke that I'm a Republican, and I'm like, okay, you're not my fucking friend. Logan, I don't know. It's Friday night, and I feel alright. The honey's on the west side. So reach for my shoulder when I turn it up. Anyway, so I don't know if we'll be back on tonight. I don't know. So hear me out. Here is the plan, okay? I want to also play video games because I'm also a high school football coach. I want to be able to fundraise. Can't really fundraise when you're podcasting, okay? I want to connect with my players and create memories with my players by reaching them where they are, right? I'll play Fortnite, I'll play 2K, I'll play Madden, I'll play Call of Duty, I play all that shit, and I'll beat your ass too. You better fucking believe it. I'm a real deal gamer, a lifelong gamer, somebody who is about that life. The only problem is, I hate fucking playing him. Black Ops 6, I can't get a team of people that'll communicate and play the game I like to play, which is I like to play not competitive Black Ops 6. I like to play team deathmatch, hardpoint, fucking domination, and kill confirmed. I'm very specific about what I want to do. I don't have a team of people to play with, to communicate with, and that would be great content. It would actually be kind of dry because it would just be me playing a game and being pissed constantly because I can't communicate with my team. I feel the same way about Fortnite. I don't play Fortnite and stream because I don't have a team, okay? I think solo Fortnite, I'm dangerous. I'm a Marine. I play different. Elevation, cover, concealment, conceal your movement. I use different fucking loadouts, have a different theory. My shit's much slower paced. That's not entertaining. People don't like that shit. I'm strategic. That's boring as fuck. People want to see people rolling through games and getting 100 kills. I'm trying to get 3 kills and win. Okay? The only one that matters is the one in the end. That's how I feel about it. Otherwise, it's survival. Anyway. It's the same reason that I don't play 2K. I don't play 2K because I don't have a team of people to play with. If I had a team of people to play with, the communication was great, and we were fucking winning all the time and being competitive at the very least, I'd stream that shit. So, I found a game I can actually play that I like, but the problem is that right now it's in early access. It's called Path of Exile 2. Think Diablo, Torchlight, along that vein of game. The third-party omniscient game. It's kind of a looter, right? But it's the second game. It's incredible. For the record, if you're like, why aren't you streaming that? You're really passionate about it. I'm fucking terrible. It's impossible. It's incredibly difficult, and there's a lot of failure involved. And also, they just patched it. There's a big patch. So imagine me having streamed this game, being frustrated because I fucking suck because the game is imbalanced and I'm dying all the fucking time, and it's just me. So there's no team to rely on for fucking comic relief, right? So Path of Exile, for the record, video games that are not balanced and they haven't figured it out yet, they fucking suck. And so that's why I'm not streaming, because they just balanced it. I had to start a new character. I started playing, and I'm so early in the new character that I can't tell the fucking difference. And I'm like, I'm not streaming this shit until they figure their shit out. But I found a game where I'm like, is incredibly deep. They don't even need to make another one. Like, this game is plenty deep. And anytime a game is like plenty deep, I already have a level 86 Righteous Fire Chieftain from fucking PoE 1. So I already put in the time on the original game. That was an easy 100 hours. Best experience ever. Best gaming experience ever. Most rewarding. That fucking game is incredible. PoE, incredible. PoE 2, it's in early access still. So it's rough. It's rough. But we're coming around. We're coming around to the part where I can play it, have success at it, and potentially look at chat and not die immediately is effectively what I'm looking at. I got to be able to look away and look back and not already be dead. And I know people are listening and they're like, I don't understand. It sucks to stream that way. You know what I mean? I want to die in the fight. I don't want to die when I'm looking away at the screen to talk to y'all because I get run up on by a Banshee Indian, right? But anyway, lots of shit going on in the world. I don't know if we'll be back on tonight. I would love to stream. Hey, here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for people that are like-minded that also play video games to play video games with. I'll meet you where you are. You play Fortnite, you play Black Ops, you play XYZ. If I got it, I'll play it. within reason, within fucking reason. Because I'll just play by myself, or not at all. Fuck, you know what I mean? But Logan, I'm glad to hear you're a lifelong gamer. That's good. Let's see if we got anything before we get out of here. Oh, by the way, I'm follow on Twitter. Let's underscore play underscore meow. Tundra Carnage is a data guy from Canada, and definitely been an interesting follow in light of this election and all this shit going on. He's like NatSec but for Canada, and his wife is NatSec too. And then of course there's Jackie Singh. Like I said, we're kind of following that, seeing what that does. Okay. Have a great weekend. Stay safe out there. I'll definitely be live tomorrow though. We're gonna be live every day, unless I'm just not here. Okay. So have a good one, everybody. See, it says I got like 14 people in here. 13. It's like, hello, bye. Can you say goodbye? Logan said, wait. Hell let loose. No, I told you what I play. I play Fortnite. I play Black Ops 6. Otherwise, PO2, PO2. See you, dip. Mm-mm. Logan, I don't know what that is, buddy. I'll see y'all.